It gives me great pleasure and it is a great honor to have with us today the Mayor of San Bernardino, the Honorable Kerry Davis, who's going to be sharing some of his visions and plans for the city of San Bernardino. Thank you very much, Mayor, for giving us the time because I know there's a busy time for you um, with all these activities going on at City Hall. But I'd like to hand it over to you and you can share with us what your vision is for San Bernardino.
Well, thank you, Colin. It is a pleasure to participate in your class today. Back in 2015, May of 2015, the City of San Bernardino put forward a strategic plan that was included in our plan of adjustment that we submitted to the bankruptcy court. And as you can see behind me, these are the 7 goals that we established. The goals were established as a result of outreach that the community, together with the San Bernardino City Unified School District, went and developed over the course of several months. We met with the community, we took surveys, and then we also formed a core team of community leaders of 17 people in our community that wanted to help craft what our goals should be. So we took those surveys and we assimilated all of the information that was provided in that, and then we came up with these 7 goals. And these 7 goals are public safety, education and workforce development, quality of life and infrastructure and housing, business development and job creation, community engagement and public relations, governance and charter, and fiscal sustainability. The priority goals that were established had strategic plans that were associated with each one of them. For instance, public safety. Public safety, we feel and continue to believe, is one of the priorities that requires a significant amount of effort and resources in order to be able to bring it about. One of the needs was to make sure that we had the resources, the financial ability to be able to sustain a growing police department. Our police department, through the bankruptcy, went from 350 approximately down to 248. That's the budgeted amount. And we actually shrunk clear down to about 220.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to be able to police the size of the city of San Bernardino, it really does require more sworn officers. And so in order to be able to do that, we first had to make the resources available. And so we had to do some reallocation of our budget. And in order to do that, it required, one of the things was to outsource our trash. And so our trash department was outsourced to Burtec. That helped to allow the city general fund to have more resources available, somewhere in the neighborhood of about $5 million a year. In addition to that, we took and looked at our fire department, and the fire department needed a significant amount of improvement as far as the ability to provide the infrastructure, to keep our facilities updated, and to also be able to provide some of the specialized services that we weren't able to provide. And so we looked at the possibility of annexing into the county fire district. And so that was one of the things that helped us to be able to make additional revenues available for our public safety. So this all centers and comes back to fiscal sustainability. In order to be able to achieve our public safety, we had to do something about fiscal sustainability. And so with those 2 changes, by taking our fire department and annexing into the county fire department, we actually helped to, and with the increase in the property tax assessment related to that, we were able to reduce our commitment out of our general fund to the tune of about $7 million. So between those two, we were able to provide additional resources that can then be included in our public safety budget. So for the year 2015-16, the public safety budget for police department was somewhere around $54 million. This last year, we were able to increase it to $64 million.
Wow.
That had a significant impact on our ability to be able to recruit and increase our public safety staffing. And so over the course of the last year, we've been able to bring on board approximately 24 additional sworn police officers, and as well as provide for the need for technology improvement. So those are some of the things that we felt economically were going to help to position us to be able to recruit outside investment. Because one of the things that an investor wants is to have some sense of safety when they're going to make an investment. And so I believe it does go along with economic development, the strategic plan that we put forward that includes all 7 of these. And so over the course of the last couple of years, one of those was also to concentrate on improving our governance structure. And so as you know, in 2016, in November, we adopted a new charter. And so it's the foundational beginnings of giving the city a restart with a governance structure that was much more common and more effective in most cities than San Bernardino. By doing that, we had a couple of major changes, one of which was to eliminate the election of a city attorney and a city clerk and a city treasurer. Those are support functions. Those functions are typically to support the policy of the policy-making body, which is the mayor and the city council. And so by doing that, we aligned ourselves with the more common best practices of most communities. That allowed us to improve actually our recruitability, because when people are working in municipal government, there's an expectation of a type of government that they know works. And so we've migrated to that. So you can see that part of our strategic plan has not been just something that is sitting on a shelf collecting dust. We have implemented many of those strategic initiatives. Additionally, along with the police department, we also have been working on the quality of life. And so we adopted and put together a team called the Quality of Life Team, and the City Council authorized the expenditure of the budget resources to be able to support that Quality of Life Team. That Quality of Life Team is designed to go through the city and find some of those areas that have been neglected and actually go in and help to reduce some of the blight. The Quality of Life Team consists of our police department, our public works department, our parks and rec department. It includes also our police department, and it includes our county fire department, as well as the mayor's office and the city manager's office. We meet on a regular basis to identify the areas by which that quality of life team should be concentrating, and they've been very effective at being able to be more responsive to customer needs, our citizens. When they call in and there's a particular area or a park that needs some attention, our quality of life team is now available to be able to do that. So some of the other areas that we've concentrated on were some of the amenities that the city has offered in the past. Our libraries, we've continued to fund them, and we look forward to being able to see some of the improvements in technology that they are going to be putting forth. We've also been very supportive of our symphony. We've also, as you know, have encouraged the art night that was organized by our fine arts and our parks department. That has been one of the things that we think is helping the community to come together, to come to the downtown and see that this is a safe place to come. We're trying to build that public realm and that public space where people feel they're connected to our community. So each one of these areas, as you can see, we're working on. One of the areas that we're also concerned about and very appreciative of the work that our school district has been doing as far as education. You may not realize that since 2010, our graduation rate has been going up every year. In 2010, it was somewhere around the neighborhood of about 67%. Last year, with the help of our school board and our school superintendent, Dale Marsden, they've increased that to approximately 85% citywide. That's actually higher than the county, state, or national average. We have some of our schools that have graduated at better than 90%. We have one of our schools that graduated 100%, and 100% of them are college ready. And so
Wow.
we've been making some significant strides in that area. Additionally, our school district has also looked at some of the career development needs of some of our students who may not be on an initial pathway to college, and so they have instituted some skills development. One of those is training some of our students starting in their junior years to become diesel mechanics. And so they've partnered with San Bernardino Valley College to have a curriculum by which when they finish that, they can go out and become certified diesel mechanics. And they continue to work on expanding that curriculum. Another one is welding, and another one is the A&P program that they're working with our Pacific High School. Indian Springs High School is another one that has been working very diligently at providing pathways into careers. And that pathway is to get them into advanced manufacturing. When I attended the graduation for Indian Springs, Dr. Marsden was able to point out into the graduating class several of those students that had already secured jobs in advanced manufacturing because of the work that and training that they're getting at a very high level in high school. There's the other path that moves them into the medical profession and gives them a pathway into the San Manuel Gateway College, which has been opened up since 2015, I believe, or early 2016. So the school district is working very diligently upon this education and workforce development. In addition to some of the things that we've talked about, one of the other things is community engagement. And so one of the things that we've done in the mayor's office is to establish Evening with the Mayor. And we try to select various locations throughout the city where I go and I speak, and I invite other members in City Hall to come to participate, to give an update to our community, to let them know some of the things that are going on. For instance, one of the things our Public Works Department recently did was to put together a pothole repair plan. And so over the course of the time that they've started that, they've used over 500 tons of asphalt in a very short period of time. And so there's significant work going along on our strategic plan. But the strategic plan is a dynamic document. It's not a document that is static. And so we continue to revise it, to look at those things that we need to add to it. One of those is taking and doing an audit of some of our departments. One of those audits was done recently of the Public Works Department. They've identified some of the areas by which they can make some improvements. So also, in addition to that, some of our fleet maintenance is being looked at. So there are a number of major considerations. When you look at the size of the city of San Bernardino of approximately 215,000, and the head count for City Hall has shrunk from 1,300 to about 640, 650, it's remarkable the amount of work that we actually do get done. But we know that there are challenges, there's more work to be done, and there's additional recruiting that needs to be done in order to be able to regain the management capacity that the city used to have, that has not been available to us, partly because of the problems that we've had with a poor governing structure and also with the bankruptcy that caused us to have to downsize so significantly. So part of our need now, in terms of being able to regain the capacity within City Hall, is to recruit, and we've been very successful, I think, at being able to show those that may want to have a significant role in the improved outcomes of City Hall. They've got an opportunity now to come on board, and we've made some significant inroads in that regard. One of those was Brent Mason, who came from Riverside, and he's made some significant improvements in our finance. Our audits are now current, and we have, over the last 3 years, been able to submit balanced budgets and had surpluses for our general fund. So we're making some inroads on many of our targeted areas, and so we have more work to do, but we will continue to forge ahead. One of the important things is to have a focus, and so each one of these has a focus. And not only do we have broad explanations and descriptions of what our goals are, but under each of them we also have, for instance, a work plan by which we have a schedule of steps to take to be able to continue to implement. For instance, one of those is the charter. The charter, although it was adopted in November of 2016, it's going to take probably about a year to align all of our municipal code that was aligned with our private charter and now align those with the current charter. And so as a result of the efforts that the city manager and assistant city manager are putting forward together with the uh, legal department, they have a plan by which they will bring forward to the council the necessary municipal code changes in order to align the new charter with our municipal code.
Well, a lot of the students I've discovered are actually natives of San Bernardino, and they seem to be very encouraged from the assignments I've been getting as about the plans as well for the downtown revitalization and Theatre Square and the Carousel Mall revitalization and sort of thing. So it's very, very encouraging to see that everything is so beautifully planned out and mapped out and with a vision for the future. So, Mayor Davis, I'd really like to thank you for giving me your time today. I know how busy you are, and all the best in the future.
Well, you're welcome. It was a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.